So I'm guessing you've just signed up to Monday.com and got access to the system, but have no idea how to use it. Well, in this video, I'm going to take you from Monday.com beginner to expert, and let's not waste any more time and head straight over to Monday.com. Now, I would imagine your Monday.com system is going to look like this. Now, there's loads of features to cover, but I'll try and go through everything as quickly as I can. So firstly, we have Workspaces, and that can be found in the top left-hand corner here. If I use the drop-down menu, it will give me a list of workspaces. The likelihood is, if you've just signed up, you will only have one workspace available to you. Workspaces are like different departments inside of a business. So to give an analogy, I would create a workspace for sales, one for marketing, one for accounts and finance, one for HR, the list goes on. That's how I would use Workspaces. To create a new workspace, use this drop-down menu here and press the Add Workspace button at the bottom left-hand corner of the drop-down menu. You'll then be asked to give the workspace a name. Now, for the sake of this video, I am literally just going to call it example, if I could spell correctly, example workspace. If you have the enterprise version, you can select closed. So that means you can only add certain people to the workspace. No one else will have it. I think for most people, if you're operating on professional or below, you would just have this privacy as open. So I'm going to go ahead and select Add Workspace. So congratulations, you are now one step in the right direction to using Monday.com. We have our own workspace available to us. Now we can make some customization changes to our workspace, i.e. give it a nice fancy color, maybe change the icon, and we can also add members to our workspace. Now, if you haven't already added your team to Monday.com, just go to the very top right-hand corner here and press invite team members, and you can invite them via email. Once they have access to Monday.com, you might want to add them to a workspace of yours. To do that, select this option here, invite members to workspace, and select the people that you would like to add to that particular workspace. So using this analogy again, if I've created a HR workspace, I need to add the HR team to the HR workspace. Make sense? Now, once we've created our workspace, we want to go ahead and create a board. Now, what is a board, you may ask? A board is where you track data inside of your Monday.com system. You can have multiple boards, and on each board, it will track different data sets. Let me go ahead and show you how to do this. Now, we've either got two options when it comes to creating boards. We can either use templates or start from scratch. Now, I'm going to quickly demonstrate the templates, but I'm actually going to use a start from scratch for the sake of this video. So on the left-hand side here, it's likely you will not have any boards. If you do have a board, however, just press the plus button, which is add item to workspace. We've got a few different options here, but it's choose from templates, which is the board option that I'm going to demonstrate now. So if you select this, we've got loads and loads of different options for creating a new pre-populated, predefined board. We've got social media planners, single marketing projects, IT service desk. The list is endless. Please work through this, your heart's content. Maybe find something that is going to be suitable for you just to get you started inside of Monday.com. However, I'm not going to use a template. I'm going to start from scratch. So to do so, again, you either have these two options here. If you do not have that available to you, press add item to workspace and select new board. Now, I'm going to give my board a name. Following the convention of this video, I'm just going to call this, again, with my spelling, there is example board. There we have it. So then we need to select the privacy for this particular board. Is it a main? So that means this board is going to be visible to everyone who has access to your Monday.com account, or you can make the board private. So you get to decide who can and cannot get access to this board, or you can make it shareable. So you can actually generate a link and distribute this link to other people outside of your organization who do not have access to Monday.com so they can see the data. In this instance, I'm just going to leave it as main. And then we've got what we are managing in this board. So this is just pre-populated ideas for names. It has no real bearing on the way this board is going to work, to be totally honest with you. You can add a custom as well, just put in the plural and it will automatically work out the singular as well. But in this instance, just for the sake of this video, I'll leave it as items. And there we go. Just press create board and congratulations, we've now created a board inside of Monday.com. So your skill level is going up. We're getting brownie points. We're getting skill points. So once we've created our board, you'll see here that we've got groups. Now, groups are ways of managing where our data sits. We can create new groups and we can manage data in different groups, and we can reduce the number of groups we have available to us. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to use the story that we are managing the production of this video today. So what would I do? I would create a new group called new video ideas. And then I would create a group called in production, which is essentially what this video is in now. And then I might create another group called live. And you can see how simple it is to create a group. You just scroll down, press the add new group. I'll just change this to live videos. If we want to change the color of a group, just select on it and then select this color palette here. And I'm going to change this one to gold. It means it's good. Video is live, which is what we want. So now we've got our different video stages, if you'd like. And this is almost a process. You're using groups to define a process. If it was a to-do list, it would be to do, doing, and then done. Again, there are nuances to every use case, but that's groups in a nutshell. It allows you to manage the items inside of each group. You can expand and collapse a group, so it's easier to see what's going on a board as well, especially when you get lots of data that's populating. So hopefully you're familiar with groups now. We then have items. Now, what is an item? An item is a data point. So it's a record inside of your Monday.com system. Following on from my example story, I would say for this video, subitems explanation in Monday.com. That is a new video idea. There we go. So I'd hit enter. I don't need these two, so I can go ahead and select these two items and press delete. And then in production, I'm going to go ahead and add Monday.com full tutorial. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this item here because that's not necessary. So you can see how this would begin to work. We've got sub items. That's one video that we're going to be producing in the not too distant future, or is just an idea. We've then got the Monday.com full tutorial, which is this video right now, which is in production. That's fantastic, okay? So once we've created an item, there are lots of little things that need to be done for that particular item. So as an example, when filming a Monday.com tutorial or any video, there's the filming, then there's the editing, then there's the quality control, then there's the thumbnail, then there's the description. There's so many things to do. And I'm sure anything that you're looking to manage in Monday.com, there's a lot of things that need to be done in order to complete the overarching task. So let me show you how to manage that. Go to the item and go and hover over this item or any item, and you'll see this faint arrow. Go ahead and select the down arrow. And this is going to create an area called sub items. Sub items are items for that main item, or they're sub items, if you will. Makes sense, right? So for the Monday.com full tutorial, what are my sub items? Someone needs to edit the video, upload the video. So I'm going to press enter, upload the video, title the video. There's so many things that need to be done. And this is how we would manage it. Title video, as an example. So now you're familiar with items and sub items inside of Monday.com. I'm then going to bring you on to columns. So columns are where we track the unique data points. So again, referring back to my story, the Monday.com full tutorial, there's obviously these columns here. Now that's the person, that's the status, and that's the date. And these are just pre-populated anytime you create a new board inside of Monday.com. But there's going to be unique data things that we need to track that's relevant to what we're using the board for. Now, in order to do that, Monday.com has given us loads of different options. So scroll to the far right hand side or just press the plus button to add a column. Each one of these is called a column, just like an Excel spreadsheet. Press add column. You can see here we've got an array of different options available to us. If we press more columns, we get even more options. It's fantastic. Now, I'm not going to spend this entire video going through every single column inside of Monday.com because I think I will bore you to death. But I strongly recommend you just going through and having a look and seeing what is available to us. So for the example of this video, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to add a text column. So that allows me to just have a short text where I can write something in. So I might change the name of this column to title idea or something along those lines, and then put the title idea in. Now there are loads of columns that you can go ahead and add. Please just experiment. You will not break anything. And this is where the power of Monday.com really comes into fruition. So hopefully you are now familiar with columns inside of Monday.com. Again, just press the plus button and just test and have a look. There's so many different options available. By the way, if you are confused by anything, there's so much Monday.com content on my YouTube channel, which you are welcome to check out, which will explain in detail more nuanced features of the system. Once we've got the column set up, we're then going to want to be able to communicate and share with my team. So how do we do this? If you see the plus button on the right-hand side of each of the items, this is where we can start a conversation. Go ahead and select this option and you'll be presented with this pop-up screen on the right-hand side here. And this is where we can write updates. It's almost like Twitter, okay? So if I want to mention someone or write a comment and just say, hey, person, this is done, then this is the place to do it. So it's like Twitter. So I say, I have filmed and uploaded the video. I might add an emoji. So party, let's say, or finished. I don't know if there's a finished flag. There we go. Awesome. And then what I can do is I can literally mention someone else in my team. So then they're aware that that video has been filmed and uploaded to the drive for them to begin editing. And I just go ahead and press the update button, and there we have it. They're now available. And if I were to @ someone as well, and then they would have been notified via email and Monday.com notifications. And this is what makes Monday.com really great, is the collaboration. So connecting people together to manage the tasks that need to be done within your business. So to recap, you are now familiar with workspaces, boards, items and sub-items, columns, and the updates and the activity management for your items inside of Monday.com. So we have made a lot of progress so far. Now there's still a few things we need to cover. Moving on from updates, we have the search, filter and sort options. So this is not too dissimilar from Excel spreadsheets. If we want to, we can search for an item on this particular board. So let's say I want to see the Monday.com full tutorial. Press search and it's going to populate that particular item for me. So it's going to find it. Very self-explanatory. We've then got people. So people that have been assigned to that particular item. Just in case you're not familiar, you can assign people to an item. That applies to both the sub items and the items. And of course you can add columns to sub items as well, if I didn't mention that earlier. So I can say, I want to see all of the items that this particular person has been assigned. Very simple. We can then filter. Now we've got two filter options. If we click on the main filter here, we'll get these quick filters. Now, personally, not a fan. So what I would do is I would switch to advanced filters down the bottom left-hand corner here, or just use the drop-down arrow on the right-hand side. And this is very clever. So we can say find me or filter only where status is equal to, and let's just say done, for example. And then as you can see, there's no records available. Or if I change this to working on it, I can see that this video has got the status that is equal to working on it. So I can filter the items in my board, which makes for very easy management. I'm also able to sort my items as well. So I can sort by a particular column, sort items by priority, deadline, or any other column on this board. So you can do that. And then you could also hide columns if you want to. So condense down the amount of information that is presented on the board. And the best use case for this, in my opinion, is when you're using different views, which brings me on very nicely to views inside of Monday.com. Views inside of Monday.com is another fantastic feature. We've got different views, so the way we look at our data inside of the system. How do you use views? If you go to the top of any board here, you'll see you'll have the main table. Press the plus button on the right-hand side, and we have an array of different view options here. We can create another table view, which is exactly the same as this, but what you would probably look to do is apply filters and hide certain columns. So it's very specific to what that view is purposed for. We've got Gantt view, a chart view, calendar view, Kanban view, file gallery. We've got forms as well. If you're not familiar with forms, check out the link below. In fact, there's probably a video on my channel for every single view on here. So if you'd like to learn more, please just check out my channel. There's so much free content available to you. Again, I'm not going to go through too much information on views here. I'll demonstrate what the Gantt view looks like, for example. So that's a Gantt view. What I would do when you create a new view is just go to the three dotted button and press dock this widget. So it makes the view full screen, and you can see the Gantt view functionality is available. Have a test, check it out. Also, again, I cannot emphasize enough, just have a look on my channel because I've got a full video explaining how to use the Gantt view. So if this is an important feature for you, it's worth the 10 minutes it's going to take to watch that video. We also have forms. I'm going to just show you what forms look like. If you press the plus button again and press the form option, this will generate forms inside of Monday.com. Again, we have a video available, but you can edit the form and then you can share and distribute this form. When a submission is made on the form, it will then automatically populate onto the main table board and maybe go into new videos, ideas, or wherever you would like that item to be assigned to, or whichever group you'd like it to be assigned to, which is great because I could then distribute the form internally to my team and go, hey, if anyone has any video ideas, can you just submit this form that goes into Monday.com? And then me and the video production and marketing team can manage that. And if we like an idea that someone submitted, we can then continue that into the production and then go live with the video. So there are loads of use cases for forms. You might use it for external lead capture or customer satisfaction surveys. Take your pick. Fantastic feature inside of Monday. They've done really well with the form feature, in my opinion. So now you're familiar with almost all of the functionality inside of Monday.com. We have got a few more points to touch on, and that is the automate and integrate. So if you're on the, I think it's the standard version and above of Monday.com, you'll have access to automations. Now, if you would like to save yourself hours and hours per day, not doing manual tasks, then automations and integrations are the place to do it. To generate an automation, go to the top right hand corner and press automate. You will see there are tons of templates available to you. Monday.com have done a fantastic job of simplifying the automations to get you started. You can go through all of these. For example, when an item is created, and then when an item is created, set status to something. when an item is created, assign someone as an assignee. Again, there are like 1,000,001 options here. I would love to have all of the time available to walk you through everything, but I don't think that's going to happen. Just have a look. Now you know where all of the automations are. If you do not want to use the template, you can just create your own board automations. Just go to the automations, board automations option in the middle here and press add automation. And then we can create our own triggers and our own actions. So a trigger is when date arrives, status change, sub item created, and then an action. So if I just go when status column is changed to lost, then do this. I could create an update, assign a person, duplicate item, array of different options here. It's not up to me to tell you how to do it. I think it's worth you spending the time to work out how to do it yourself. But again, we've got a video on automations if you want to check out my channel. There we go. So go back and close this down for you. So that was automations inside of Monday. We then got integrations as well. So there are loads of third-party application integrations that we can make with Monday.com to bring all of your different softwares together as one. So they're seamlessly working as a wheelhouse. This is a preferred way of working, especially with data management as well, to prevent duplication inside of different systems, and then data quality over time being reduced as a result of poorly managed data. So you look to integrate and also triggers. So you've got Facebook ads here, we've got LinkedIn, HubSpot, Outlook, Slack. So you could have an automation that says when an item is created, which is new video idea, notify the video editing team via Slack to check out the new video idea, or just inform them, and you could pre-populate data from Monday.com straight over to Slack. So integrations are fantastic as well. So the next thing I want to talk about, one of the most important features or useful features inside of Monday.com is the My Work page. So to navigate over there, just selecting My Work in the top left-hand corner here, and this will show you inside of Monday.com everything that you have been assigned to do. So all of the tasks that have been associated with you as a user inside of Monday.com. If you've got due date set up as well, it will show you when that particular task is due. So you can keep on top of your workload, keep on top of everything that needs to be done. And you can also see what you're doing, but also what your team's doing as well. If you want to learn more about the My Work page, there's a video linked above, goes into extensive detail about how it works inside of Monday.com and how you can get the most out of the system as a user, as an individual, and also as a manager or someone that is managing a team or needs to see what multiple people are doing. So moving on from the My Work page, we then have dashboards. Now, what are dashboards? Dashboards inside of Monday.com is where we can bring data together or multiple boards together to review and see it in a different way. So to create a dashboard, you just need to press the plus button here and then go to new dashboard. And I'm just going to call this example dashboard. And then you can again select the privacy option, so main or private. I'm going to leave it as main and then just press the create dashboard option. And this is where we can associate multiple boards with one dashboard. So let's say example board, project contacts, accounts, and leads all want to come together as data points for our dashboard, so we can generate reports and graphs and pie charts and all sorts of different pieces of information, so you can see how your business is performing at a glance. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to use the example board that we've created, press done. So that means all of the data on the example board will now be available and accessible to the example dashboard. If you want to add more boards, just go to the one connected board and then you can add more boards accordingly. And then we have widgets. So this is super cool. This is a feature that a lot of our clients request. If you go to add widget in the top left-hand corner, you've got charts, numbers, battery, Gantt files, and go to more widgets as well. You've got an array of different options here. So I can create, for example, a chart that shows me the status of all of our different items on the example board. So I'm going to change this status to test just for the sake of this video. Again, go back to example dashboard and show me what status each of my items are in. I can go to the three dotted button up the top right hand corner here, go to settings. We've got so many options available here. I'm not going to go through all of this extensively in the video because again, it will drag on and on and on. But lo and behold, I have a video available for you to watch exactly how to use the reporting functionality inside of Monday.com. So again, check that out if you need to. There's a lot of different options here, so there's quite a lot to cover. But reporting on the dashboards means that we can have loads of different widgets. So I'll show you if we add another chart. So we can have loads of charts on our dashboard. So we can see very quickly, maybe lead volume per week, revenue generated per week, or lead volume per month, or revenue generated per month, close percentage, status of different tasks, what's been overdue, what's late. And we can see this very quickly. So as opposed to having to try and work everything out on our various boards, we can just go to our example dashboard, have all of the data being pulled into one place, and then just have a look at the charts and the reports and see what's looking good and see what needs your attention. So that's dashboards inside of monday.com. And then finally, we are at the end of this video now. I'm going to show you how to just manage your day-to-day system. So there are a few things that I want to demonstrate. If we go back to the example board here, go to the three dotted button in the top right-hand corner and go to options. There's loads of things that you need to be aware of. We've got settings here, renaming, default item values, create item via email, change item terminology. We've got more actions, export board to Excel, import items, manage duplicate items. We've got archiving the board. If you'd ever like to archive, I wouldn't personally recommend it because it makes it very hard to find in the future, especially if you're using this board. You can delete your board as well. You can view archives / trash. We've got power-ups, board views, dashboards, automations, and the app marketplace. And then we've got the activity log, so activities that have been going on inside of this particular board. So just be aware of that. Those are the options for the settings for each board. And then we've got settings for the actual general system as well. So at the top here, we've got notifications. So if you click on that, it'll just show you all of your notifications. We've got your update feed. So anything that you've been tagged in. So you know how I mentioned the @ earlier and the Twitter-esque feature inside of monday.com that will show in the update feed. We've got inviting members. We've got monday.com marketplace. We've got the workflow center. So you can now create workflows. This is still in beta and I'm not going to demonstrate this in this video because it's quite comprehensive. We've also got search. So if I need to search for anything inside of the system, it's like a Google for your own monday.com system. Just press the search button and you'll be able to find whatever you are looking for. If you've got any help or questions, you can click the help button. Quite frankly, monday.com support is not the finest in the world at the moment. And that's not me knocking Monday in any way, shape or form. That's just the feedback we get from our clients. And then if you go to the top right hand corner here, where you've got your initials, you've got loads of additional administration options for managing your monday.com system. So hopefully this video will help you get started with monday.com. I'm sure you've got 1,000,001 additional questions about how to get the nuance set up for your business. If you need any help setting up monday.com for your business, we would love to help. Check out the link below. Alternatively, have a look on our YouTube channel. I've got so much content on monday.com available for free, which will hopefully point you in the right direction. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hopefully you are now an expert, or at least on your way to becoming an expert inside of monday.com. If you've got any further questions, feel free to drop a comment below. I will try and get an answer back to you. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.